Chinese government has secret jails, secret judicial operations inside of the United States of America. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have so many prisons in this country that other countries are opening up prisons right here. Let's go to it. Here it is.
The two complaints charge more than 30 officers with China's National Police Force, which is called the Ministry of Public Security, or the MPS, and two New York City residents with violations of U.S. law. Unlike typical officers, the MPS officers who have been charged today are not focused on preventing crime. Rather, the complaints charge these MPS officers with engaging in transnational repression schemes targeting members of the Chinese diaspora community in New York City and elsewhere in the United States. And as shown in these complaints, the MPS has repeatedly and flagrantly violated our nation's sovereignty.
This is fascinating. There could be hundreds of these secret prisons, secret jails, and secret operations all over the United States of America and beyond. There's some irony to this story beyond the surface of what you just heard. I'm going to get into the background. Let's put up the picture. Now, the two individuals who are not blurred are the ones at the center of this particular investigation and prosecution. U.S. prosecutors have arrested two men in New York for allegedly operating a Chinese secret police station. You need to understand what that means. These are actual national police officers from the country of China operating in the United States. This is in Manhattan's Chinatown neighborhood. Lu Jianwang, 61 years of age, and Chen Jinping, 59 years of age, both are New York residents. They face charges of conspiring to act as agents for China and obstruction of justice. Now, keep in mind, obviously, America knows who is in the country. If you are a foreign national and a governmental official, typically the information is registered. All right. So they are expected to appear in a federal court in Brooklyn. China has previously denied operating the stations. Another point of irony here, calling them service centers. No, not jails, service centers for nationals overseas. Mr. Liu of the Bronx and Mr. Chen of the Manhattan worked together to establish the first overseas police station in Manhattan, worked together to establish this police station in the United States, on behalf of China's Ministry of Public Security. The U.S. Department of Justice alleged on Monday. The outpost was closed in autumn of 2022, the department said, after those involved became aware of an FBI investigation into the station. Now, when I did the research for this story, the reason the two individuals became aware of the investigation is because according to the government, they called them and said they were aware of the operation. So naturally, these two individuals decided to do a big data dump. Okay, they destroyed all data, and now the federal government says, oh, we could not retrieve the cell phone information because after we called them and told them that we were on to them, they erased it. This massive investigation led to a phone call from the government to tell them about the massive investigation so that they could have time. That means they had time in order to get rid of evidence. There's more. Americans are in the crosshairs of a spy gang. This prosecution reveals Chinese government's flagrant violation of our nation's sovereignty by establishing a secret police station in the middle of New York City, said Breon Pierce, the top prosecutor from Brooklyn. The stations are believed to be among at least 100 operating across the globe in 53 countries, including the UK and the Netherlands. And last month, Canada's federal police announced an investigation into 2 Montreal area sites thought to be police stations from China. China literally has a globalized police force. And what are they tracking? They're tracking individuals who are antithetical to the Chinese form of government. Dissidents, they will call them. They track them in other nations, even if they are citizens of that particular nation, external of the government of China. There's more. In a separate complaint unveiled by the U.S. officials on Monday, 34 officers, actual certified sanctioned officers from China's Ministry of Public Security, were charged with using fake social media accounts to harass Chinese dissidents in the U.S. and spread official Chinese government propaganda. Prosecutors said all of the accused belong to an elite task force known as the 912 Special Project Working Group, whose purpose is to target Chinese dissidents located throughout the world, including in the United States. Now, let's go back. I want you to keep that graphic up. Let's put that graphic back up. What does it say they were charged with? They were charged with using fake social media accounts to harass those who disagree with China. They were charged with using fake social media accounts. There's more. As alleged, the PRC government deploys its national police and the 912 Special Project Working Group, not as an instrument to uphold law and protect public safety, but rather as a troll farm that attacks persons in our country for exercising free speech, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Now, for some of you, you may say, my goodness, this is horrible. This is bad. This is a violation of all types of international decorum. But maybe the story sounds familiar to you. I wonder, where did the Chinese government get the idea that they can literally create secret prisons all over the United States of America, really the world? 2007. Let's bring it up. In 2007, the article says people were being picked up around the world and held by the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. These people weren't being held by their own countries, intelligence or security services. And they weren't being held or openly held by the U.S. military. Instead, they were lost in the black hole of enforced disappearance, becoming ghosts, held in secret prisons, unknown to anyone in the outside world. They call them black sites of the CIA. These black sites are located around the world in Thailand, Afghanistan, and several Eastern European countries, and perhaps elsewhere. The program of CIA secret detention operated in close secrecy for almost 5 years, authorized by September 17, 2001, a classified presidential directive, which remains secret to present day. The CIA's secret detention program holds people in secret facilities, their detention often unacknowledged and barred from communication with family, legal counsel, or anyone in the outside world. So while the prosecutor is correct in actually going after those who violate rule of law, conduct unbecoming, but damn, America did it best, likely even first. It is ironic, is it not? When you look at the tea leaves here, they want you to buy a narrative that says we had no idea this was going on. But listen, we know that there are more than 100 of them. We know that they are operating in 53 countries. We know the name of the special group that does it. How do you know so much information if you did not know any information about what was happening? How does this go down? Did the complaints just start? Was somebody involved on the inside that cracked the case? I got more questions than answers. And yes, I have the ultimate question. Are we still doing it? All right. Sharon, secret prisons from China in this country, maybe elsewhere, taking a playbook from CIA Central.
Learn from the best. Okay, I think that's where you have to start here. It's so bizarre though, and it had me thinking, which came first, the balloons or these secret stations? It is just amazing. And yes, to know that on one hand, China says, just volunteers, nothing to see here, drivers, license renewals, checkups, nothing. And on the other hand, what more don't we know that our government is not telling us?
Yeah, we shall follow. Developments are sure to come.